Everybody up the hill! Everybody up the hill!
I'm glad you brought that up.
About that, but we just did.
Nah, we didn't forget. It was just like Sandro D was here and he had a lot to say.
Yeah, about bees on his head. And
fucking bees and fucking...
Bees on my head, but don't call me a bee.
Yo, what? How do you know about Andy Melanakis? I got cheese on my head, but don't call me a cheesehead. Aaron Oneida is one of the biggest supporters for anybody that's like doing something positive.
If you're bored at work and you want to watch them, I watch them every day when I'm bored at work. Monday through Friday, I get a good laugh while I'm at work.
Every weekday.
I actually call them at work too.
Yeah, 8:30 to 10. 8:30 to 10.
I think 8:30 to 10:30. Get it right.
I don't know if it's, well, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 8:30 to 10 because I looked it up before I
think it's 10:30, but maybe I'm wrong.
Stop it, results.
Stop it.
Aaron Oneida, 8:30 to 10.
I'm saying 10:30, Aaron.
Monday through Friday. Watch that show.
Local's your number one fan.
The show is called The Fall River Experience. It's on Facebook.
Is that? I thought it was Espresso.
See?
What the hell was you thinking?
What the hell was you thinking?
Good morning, Fall River. It's your boy Aaron All-Nighter. This is episode 127 of the Fall River Experience. Today is Tuesday, May 24th. Make sure you share this out. Share this to your news feed. Share this to groups. Share this to your like page if you got one. Share this to your Facebook story. Tag people in a post. Tag people in the comments. All of that. It would be highly appreciated. Now, I start and end every episode with community resource information, childcare, food pantry, soup kitchen, schedules, and emergency services. If you, a friend, a family member, a loved one need any of those resources, don't be ashamed to utilize them. That's what they're there for. Like I said, it's in the beginning and end of every episode. Now, if you're a small business owner, a local artist or musician, you're trying to get your business or services promoted, contact me for sponsorship packages starting as little as $10 per episode, $40 for the week. Package services include and vary, but custom merchandise, graphic design, flyer work, logo design, videos, editing, voiceovers, podcasts, interviews, and more. Now, I start every episode with the weather. That way you know how to dress for the day. If it's going to be cold, rainy, hot, blizzard, typhoon, whatever it is. But before I get to that, I'm going to get today's sponsor out there, Fortified Realty Group. If you are looking for apartments or homes to buy, the real estate market is high right now. I understand there's market rate apartments, but there also is affordable real estate and living quarters out there. Now let's check out this video from Fortified Realty Group, and then I'll get to the weather. Check this out.
This is 76 Stetson Street, 3F. Right here we have a very open living room, a lot of light exposure. And in here we have an open kitchen. We have new appliances. We have enough room for an open breakfast nook right here. And then we're gonna go to the bathroom.
Hey guys, this is Tom with Fortified here. Just gonna chat with you a little bit more about 76 Stetson Street. It's a pretty quiet area of Fall River. As you can see to the right over here, we actually got Oak Grove Cemetery. And And as we cross Robeson here, you can see we start to come up on a South Coast Physicians Group building. Stetson Street's actually relatively close to Charlton Memorial, near the end of President's Ave. We got the Riverside gas station. There's a D'Angelo's, a 7-Eleven. We got Morton Middle School on the right here as well. North Main Dental actually on the left.
The bathroom is new. We got new tiling, new floors. There are some things that need to be fixed before a tenant moves in, but other than that, it is very beautiful.
We have Walgreens, Family Dollar, and AutoZone. That's like its own little plaza across the street from Economy Liquors and China Star. But right before you hit the intersection, there's actually a Dunkin' Donuts. In my opinion, it's my favorite Dunkin' Donuts in the city. They just always get my orders right. They're quick, they're friendly. And as you can see, we're circling back to Stetson Street now. And yeah, just a nice quiet place.
Over here we have a bedroom. Very spacious bedroom. Right outside of the window we have a fire escape. Be sure if you're interested to go on our website, www.rentinfallriver.com. You can schedule showings and apply right on the website. See you then.
Michelle Muscatello's back. All is right with the world. Well, maybe not everywhere, but in the studio today it is, right, Michelle?
It's really nice to be back. We always miss you guys when it's a few days off, but we've been having, quite the changeable weather, right?
Absolutely.
From the humidity over the weekend to now some cooler than average weather next couple of days. Let's take a look at the current conditions in East Providence. Mixture of clouds and that early morning glow. Our temperatures in the upper 50s. Winds are from the northeast around 14 miles per hour right now, and the dew point's fairly low, 43 degrees. So what does that tell us? Well, we do have some rain that the radar's picking up on, but it's nothing heavy. In fact, the last of the sprinkles already passing through Narragansett, Picnic Island, a couple of light showers over Martha's Vineyard and the Cape right now, but it's all short-lived. It's moving away from the area. So our threat tracker in the green the next couple of days. It's all about some comfortable weather, air conditioning free, windows open kind of stretch here. About 55 for Smithfield, 57 Providence and Westerly, middle 50s in New Bedford and in Newport right now. We're at 52 in Coventry. So a cooler start than yesterday morning. Afternoon highs will be cooler as well. We'll go from the mid-70s yesterday to the upper 60s for highs today. So morning clouds and a sprinkle to afternoon sun. Winds from the northeast from about 5 and 15 miles per hour. High pressure building down. That's going to force the clouds and the showers further away. This wave of low pressure well to the south of us will be passing to the south. And again, while we get cooked with a few sprinkles this morning, the trend will be for that to clear out. So by 10 a.m., already getting back to brighter skies, lower 60s in Providence at 10 a.m., upper 50s in New Bedford, Newport, low 60s. Comfortable, dry, mostly sunny skies, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. These are highs for the day. We're about 65 and 70 across Rhode Island. Lower to middle 70s in interior Connecticut. And as you head east towards Boston, Plymouth, and Hyannis, only in the lower 60s this afternoon. We've got a cool evening and night ahead of us by 8 o'clock in the evening. Already seeing some areas in the 50s and maybe 40s for overnight lows by 11 p.m. around 55 degrees. Then those upper 40s to lower 50s at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Here's a look at the winds today. A few gusts around 20 miles per hour first half of the day. Winds turning to the east in the second half around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So look forward to the beaches, clouds to sun, about 66 degrees. Water temperatures now at 55. On the bay, we're looking at a northeast wind turning to the east at 5 to 10 knots. Here's the 7-day forecast. No big heat in the 7-day. In fact, another day of just comfortable weather for Wednesday and Thursday with mainly sunny skies and dry conditions. We do have a chance of a shower or two on Friday and a few showers passing through on Saturday. Right now, shower chances diminish for Sunday and Memorial Day on Monday. You can get the latest.
All right, so today will be 69 degrees. 69 degrees. Tomorrow will be 71. So those are your next 2 days. Now, All right, let me check this out. Now, let me see over here in the comments. David Ankle says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, David. Please share this out for me. I'd appreciate it. Jose Santiago says, good morning, everyone. Share it out, bro. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Now, Rizzo from the Loco Rizzo Show on your boy Loco TV on YouTube says, good morning, good morning. How are you doing? Rizzo's up in this bitch. What happened to yesterday's show? I was watching it and then it froze and then I couldn't get back on. Yesterday, the laptop shit the bed. Had to get a new one, but I'm back here today. So we good. We good today. Now, Rizzo says, can you please fix this? It's driving me nuts. What do I need to fix that's driving you nuts, Rizzo? Please let me know. That way I can fix it. Thank you. Now, I'm going to run by this real quick. We're going to hear about a lot of this lately, and it's going to suck, but Corona. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
We got the latest COVID tracking numbers from the state. Let's take a look. After the weekend, Massachusetts is now reporting more than 7,600 new cases and 8 new deaths. Digging deeper into the hospitalization numbers, 267 patients are being treated primarily for COVID-related illnesses. The metric doctors believe to be the most accurate shows COVID cases trending down in Massachusetts. The wastewater data updated over the weekend. Since last week, it appears that we may have turned a corner in this latest spike. Experts think wastewater is the best way to track the spread of COVID because it detects cases even when people have no symptoms and therefore aren't taking a test.
New at 4 today, a second Rhode Island school district is now requiring masks. I'm Brian Yacono.
And I'm Kim Kaludi in Central Falls announcing their decision over the weekend. And just this afternoon, Providence Public Schools say they too will once again require masks for staff and students beginning tomorrow.
12 News reporter Anita Buffoni joins us now with what the city's mayors are saying tonight. She joins us live in studio with the details.
Well, Kim and Brian, the decision to bring back the mask mandate in Central Falls and Providence comes after 4 counties in Rhode Island moved back in the high-risk category for COVID-19 transmission. Whether more school districts will follow remains to be seen. With about 1 month left of school this year, masks are returning to 2 Rhode Island cities, Providence and Central Falls. Masks will once again be required in Providence schools on Tuesday, 6 weeks after masks became optional. Superintendent Javier Montañez told families the number of cases among staff and students rose to 60 per day last week. In his letter to families, Montañez says this is part of an effort to contain the surge for 3,000 students who will participate in summer programs.
I fully understand Providence and Central Falls, Philadelphia just announced it as well. I've gone back to mask requirements, especially for demographics where the vaccine doesn't yet exist.
The state-controlled school district says masks will be required indoors at school events and on school buses. The Central Falls School District decided to bring back their mask mandate starting Monday due to the rising number of COVID-19 cases. Mayor Maria Rivera says city health officials believe this new wave of infections could simmer down in a matter of weeks if precautions are taken, like getting tested.
Hopefully in 3 weeks we're having a different conversation and we can go back to our normal lives.
Now, Providence schools say the mask policy will be reevaluated on a consistent basis moving forward. And additional information regarding masking at proms and graduations is expected in the coming days.
And I'm curious, did Central Falls or Providence decide to bring back the mask requirement for city buildings as well?
Right, so Central Falls starting tomorrow is requiring masks in city buildings, but just for 2 weeks. And as for Providence, the mayor told 12 News earlier today that they looked at that possibility, but as of right now, masks are not required. But as you know, anything could change in the world of COVID.
That is for sure. Anita Buffoni, thank you so much.
Now, see, COVID numbers, mass reported 7,626 new cases this weekend, but the positivity rate drops to 8.3%. They looking in the wastewater, meaning toilet water, and looking in like runoff lakes and ponds and rivers and shit. And Providence schools are reinstating masks. So, yeah. Now, Rizzo said the news reporters were just echoing and saying the same thing, repeating after each other. It's driving me crazy. We're all set now. No, it's not doing it again. Jose Santiago says there's an echo when you play videos, bro. Damn. All right, well, let me see if it'll work on this one. Check out this next video. We talking CDC and monkeypox. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
The number of U.S. patients with a rare type of monkeypox virus has grown. The CDC has confirmed 1 case in Massachusetts and 4 additional cases of the orthopox virus. Those samples still have to be tested at the CDC headquarters here in Atlanta, but investigators assume they will also be confirmed as monkeypox. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin joins us now to talk about this. So, Beth, what is the level of concern here?
So, Christine, I think, there is definitely a level of concern. The monkeypox virus is typically found in Central and West Africa, but we've had monkeypox outbreaks before. We had one in 2003, and it was tied to imported prairie dogs and other animals coming into the U.S. But it is not clear this time around how this virus is spreading into the U.S. and around the world, and that's what's concerning. And CDC investigators spoke with reporters on the phone this afternoon, and they say this investigation is in the very early stages, and they expect to identify some more cases. The CDC is investigating what it now believes are 5 U.S. monkeypox cases, all in men in Massachusetts, New York City, Florida, and 2 cases in Utah. All 5 had recently traveled internationally, investigators say, and a sample taken from a patient hospitalized in Massachusetts closely matches another case of a patient in Portugal with the virus. The agency says it is not clear how monkeypox is spreading, but some of the people exposed in the U.S. self-identify as gay or bisexual men, and the rash may resemble a sexually transmitted disease. Dr. John Brooks is a medical epidemiologist with the CDC's Division of HIV/AIDS Prevention.
I don't think it's so much that this strain is producing a different rash, but rather that this is showing up in different parts of the body than we typically expect to see it. So what we're trying to do by bringing attention to the fact that some of these cases have had a genital or perianal presentation is just to remind people that these people may come in for evaluation of what they think is an STD, but we'd like the provider to think, could it be monkeypox as well if the circumstances fit the story.
The CDC is tracking several clusters of monkeypox cases reported this month in other countries that don't normally see this virus, including several European countries and Canada. Monkeypox typically begins with fever, chills, headache, and swollen lymph nodes, and then will evolve into a distinctive rash on the body. Captain Jennifer McQuiston, Deputy Director of the CDC's Division of High Consequence Pathogens and Pathology, says the virus typically requires very close contact to spread.
I want to point out that there have been 9 travel-associated cases of monkeypox of travelers that left Nigeria. They flew on airplanes for long periods of time, and multiple contacts from those patients were followed up, and we're not aware of any monkeypox cases that spread from them. It's an illustration that this is not an easily transmissible virus.
And Dr. McQuiston telling reporters this is not COVID-19, that you're not likely to be exposed or infected to this virus while you're at the grocery store or you're in other public settings. It requires close contact. But they do want Americans to be aware of this virus and this outbreak and the telltale rash. And if they have traveled internationally or been in close contact with someone who has developed this kind of rash, to go to the doctor. And Christine, and they just want healthcare providers to also be aware of this. You can protect yourself from this virus, with the common PPE that they use for COVID-19. So this is the kind of thing that could be diagnosed in an office, in a doctor's office, sure, with protective equipment being worn. But they really want healthcare providers to be on the aware and be on the lookout for this.
And if you have any of those symptoms, like you said, to kind of raise the red flag and,
yes,
and have it.
But good to remember, we still only have 5 cases right now in the U.S., or 5 suspected cases. So still very, very small.
All right. We'll keep watching what the CDC says. Thanks so much, Beth.
All right, so the CDC talking about a monkeypox outbreak. We talked about that Friday. Did you see the video of that monkeypox? All of them little bubbles and shit? That is disgusting. But they're saying this from international travel and gay shit. So if you identify as LGBTQ plus and are a homosexual or bisexual, pansexual, transsexual man, well, you might get that in your bum bum. Now, your boy Loco from your boy Loco TV on YouTube says, monkey cocks of the anus. Good morning. Good morning, Loco. Share this out for me. I'd appreciate it. Now, David Mead, the future mayor of Fall River, says, this is unbelievable. What a joke. Yes, it's a joke until somebody catches monkeypox. I don't want them bubbles on me. No, I'm more scared of the monkeypox than the corona. Because the monkeypox, you got fucking bubbles and shit. Nobody likes bubbles. But monkeypox, the first person who had monkeypox in the United States was in Boston. But this man was around a lot of people. This is the last monkeypox video, but check this out. We'll talk about it.
State health officials are keeping a very close eye on more than 200 people considered contacts of the monkeypox patient at Mass General Hospital. Christina Rex joins us now live. And Christina, the CDC here is trying to stop a possible outbreak.
Yeah, Lisa, and they say most of those 200 contacts are healthcare workers who have encountered that patient here at Mass General. And experts still stress that as of right now, they believe monkeypox only spreads with sustained, extremely close contact.
They have shared with us that they're tracking over 200 contacts.
200 people under the watch of the Department of Public Health. This recording is from a CDC briefing Monday. The state of Massachusetts is now monitoring 200 close contacts to that one monkeypox patient. Most of them are healthcare workers. And the CDC says it has a stock of smallpox vaccine on hand to squash an outbreak of monkeypox.
I think right now we are hoping to maximize vaccine distribution to those that we know would benefit from it. So those are people who've had contact with a known monkeypox patient, healthcare workers, very close personal contacts, and those in particular who might be at high risk for severe disease.
This virus usually starts with flu-like symptoms and transforms into lesions on the skin. So far, the only confirmed case nationwide is the one man being treated at Mass General who tested positive last week. A team of researchers at Boston Children's is now helping inform the CDC and WHO about monkeypox trends.
And clearly, what we've recognized over the last several days is this virus has been spreading globally for at least a couple weeks, and it went undetected to the point where now we're seeing cases pop up in many countries around the world.
Still, Dr. Brownstein stresses there is no serious threat of monkeypox spreading far. So far, the virus has only spread between men who have had intimate sexual contact, and experts hope they've caught it soon enough to stop it from going any further.
It is unlikely to create any kind of the impact that we've seen with COVID. That being said, any emerging infectious disease that comes out of animal populations impacts humans is something for us to be concerned about. And this virus does highlight the important need for us to put resources in to identifying viruses as early as possible before they become global problems.
All right, so people, monkeypox might become a global problem, but they talking about getting this shit from animals. Like, we need to stop catching animal diseases, for real. But, like I said, you only really going to get this if you are in prolonged, extremely close contact, and it's really some LGBTQ plus shit. And that's a lot of letters, but hey. Now, David Mead says, bubble butt. Rizzo says, no more sword fighting and you won't catch monkeypox. My sister says, this is ridiculous. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sis. Can you share this out for me? I'd appreciate it. Now, David Mees says, if you have sex with men, you can get it. The other person got it. Yeah, you can get it if the other person got it. If you having sex with men, just don't do that. Or if you are going to do sex with men, then make sure that person clean. I mean, they don't have monkeypox. But it's kind of scary. You know, it starts with the flu symptoms and then you get legions. Nah, man. Flu symptoms lead to a lot of shit now. Flu symptoms can lead to the flu, flurona, corona, delta, deltacron, omicron, and now monkeypox. Jesus Christ, the flu just had babies. Now, on some good shit, anybody catch the Celtics game where they tied up the series? Oh, yeah. That was a good game. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
Well, Ian, what's been wild about this series is that, yeah, it's even at 2 games apiece, but none of these games really have been competitive for much of them, right? Because Miami ran away with game 1, Boston with game 2. Miami basically ran away with game 3. Of course, they had that comeback. And then Boston runs away with game 4. And somehow we are even in the Eastern Conference Finals. It is now a best of 3. A couple of key statistics from tonight. First, the three-point shooting. Boston only shot 23% from beyond the arc. They average as a team 38% in this postseason. So they still were able to build a 32-point lead despite not shooting the three well. And of course, as you mentioned, Jason Tatum, he bounced back from that tough night on Saturday, just 10 points in game 3. Tonight, 31 points, shot 50% from the field to lead the Celtics to a 102-82 victory here in game 4 and making the Eastern Conference Finals now even at 2 games apiece. Here's head coach Ime Udoka just a few minutes ago on the bounce-back game 4 performance by his team.
Guys take that personal, so to hold their guys, nobody scored in double figures with their starters. I think we obviously set the tone right there. But, we have a prideful team, one of the best defensive teams in the league, and as well as individuals. And they heard some of the things that were said and took pride in those matchups. And so came out with the right mindset, but have to duplicate that game 5 coming off a win as opposed to only when we lose it.
And, of course, the other big story here for the Celtics tonight was Robert Williams and his return. He missed Game 3 with knee soreness, but came back for Game 4. Of course, in Game 3, Bam Adebayo went off for 31 points and 10 rebounds. Tonight, just 9 points, 6 rebounds. The mere presence of the Time Lord back on the floor, obviously helping the C's big time, building that big first-half lead and then running away with things here in Boston. So we are even at 2 games apiece. It is best of 3, the Eastern Conference Finals, shifting back to Miami for Game 5 Wednesday night. Another 8:30 tip-off as the C's try to steal another game from South Beach. For now, we're live at TD Garden tonight in Boston. I'm Nick Coy, ABC 6.
All right, so that was a dope-ass game, and it's going back and forth. It's like, yo, each one of them fucking puts up mad points. And, hey, it is what it is, right? Now, my sister says about the monkeypox, why is everything blamed on the gays like HIV days? Now, I heard the same thing in that video, and my brain went to the whole HIV AIDS shit. And now we know that like HIV and AIDS can get passed through anybody, whether straight, gay, whatever, right? Maybe that'll be monkeypox. We don't really know much. This shit's kind of new. We had the outbreak in 2003, but now again, and it's worse now? I don't know. Now, Linda Mead, the wife of David Mead, says, I have a daughter now adult who contracted scarlet fever twice as a child. Think of strep throat with a rash which ends in you're peeling like a snake. Damn, that's not good. Not good at all. I don't like that. I don't even want to be next to that. That is horrible. Well, at least your adult daughter does not have that shit anymore. Is that contagious? Wow. Now, the last thing we're going to do on some sports news, let's see what Bill Belichick got to say. Something happened with the Patriots. Let's check it out. We'll talk about it.
Thank you, Nick. Celtics fever taking over New England as the Patriots hit the field for their first full practice during their offseason program. They were all sporting green Celtics hats. Then the hats came off, the helmets went on, and the Pats went to work. And quarterback Mac Jones went to work with a mostly new offensive coaching staff. Joe Judge was working with him closely, Matt Patricia as well a few times, but for most of the time during full team drills, it was head coach Bill Belichick in Mac Jones' ear. So we asked the hoodie if he may be calling the offensive plays this upcoming season.
Is it an option for you to call offensive plays this year?
called him and I haven't called him. And other people have called him and I haven't called him. So, we'll see.
Obviously, he's a great defensive mind, but he also has great offensive knowledge. And, they're all helping out and making things really easy for us and just teaching us what they know. Everyone's on the same page, regardless of who's talking.
More new pieces to this offense. First-round draft pick offensive lineman Cole Strange out of Chattanooga and wide receiver Devontae Parker traded for from the Dolphins, both present and accounted for in this voluntary workout, joining Kendrick Bourne in the Patriots attack.
He's just an awesome player, man, awesome attitude. He just fits in well, no complaining, just coming in to work. If you come in with a bad attitude, it'll show his results. So he's going to get the good result because his attitude is right.
So, Mac Jones is working closely with Belichick, and Belichick might be calling offensive plays this year. Belichick was like, hey, sometimes I call them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes other people call them, and sometimes I do. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but, yeah. Now, Linda Mee says strep is contagious. Yes, she had excellent care and no long-term effects. Now, Linda, I know that strep is contagious, but I ain't know nothing about the scarlet fever shit. I'm not a doctor. Now, on some other shit, let's get to some good old Fall River shit right here. Now, we've been talking about this for so long already. ATVs and dirt bikes. Now, people, if you got videos of ATVs and dirt bikes going crazy and doing dumb shit, send them to the Fall River Experience or me, Aaron or Nida, and I'll put them up here. Now, this video was sent to multiple Fall River pages, but I'm going to play it right here on the show. There's a bunch of ATVs and dirt bikes next to the marketplace doing dumb shit. We need to give these people a place to ride, but will they ride there? Or are they going to ride on the street still? I think they'll ride on the street still because they want to be seen. But maybe we got to allow cops to pull them over and chase them down. Who knows? I don't know. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you freaking see that? They could have killed somebody.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you freaking see that? They could have killed somebody, said that guy. Now, let me get to the comments over here. Rizzo said, just stop it. Now, Rizzo is the stop it man from your boy Loco TV. Now, Linda Mee says, scarlet fever is a complication of strep, rheumatic fever, which affects the heart, is another. That is why having a strep test when one suspected is so important, especially for those at higher risk of complications. Thank you, Linda, for the explanation on all of that. Damn. Well, hopefully nobody catches that shit, okay? Now, Rizzo about the ATVs and dirt bikes says, who cares? I honestly don't really care either, except when they driving crazy around me. I mean, I might just put my arm out the window and stiff arm one of these motherfuckers when they swerve in between traffic and fly close to my fucking car. But that's me. Now, on some other shit, Fall River Ukrainian family. Yes, let's see what's up with them. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
Families seeking refuge in Rhode Island needs your help adjusting to life in the Ocean State. The family has received multiple donations from local residents, and today a fundraiser was held at a Fall River restaurant to help the refugee family with their living expenses. ABC 6 News reporter Hector Molina has more on their story.
The Pinchuks are one of countless Ukrainian families whose lives change by the day during this ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The family of 4 who live together in Ukraine is now 3 here in the Ocean State. The mother and her 2 children are seeking refuge in Rhode Island, while her husband continues to fight for their country back in Ukraine. Jamestown resident Eric Bryan is a close family friend of the Pinchuks. He went to school with the father here in Rhode Island several years ago. Bryan helped relocate the Pinchuk family in Jamestown back in April. While they're happy to be safe in Rhode Island, Bryan tells ABC6 the war continues to hit home overseas.
They previously worked with one of the people that was taken by the Russians back as a prisoner of war from Mariupol. They've lost friends in this war. That is a trauma that just keeps giving.
While their visa status doesn't allow them to work right away, many members of the community have donated to the family to help with living expenses. This afternoon in Fall River, Shorty's Pub raffled off prizes and auction items to help raise more than $6,000 that will go toward the Pinchuks' living expenses.
This could happen to us. So Ukraine is not just fighting for Ukraine. And they said that they talked about fighting for democracy. They are. So we can't take anything for granted. We're supposed to help each other.
Shorty's Pub says they will continue to accept donations for the family till further notice. Bryan has also posted a GoFundMe page. You can find that posted on our website at abc6.com. Hector Molina, ABC6 News.
All right, so you can go to abc6.com and donate to the Fall River Ukrainian family. Shorty's Pub on Etna Street had that fundraiser, which is pretty dope. But, hey, can we also have fundraisers like that for the homeless and like addicts that need recovery in the city? Shit like that, you know, build up our neighborhoods and, you know, our society. That's how I feel. But hey, now people, please share this out to your news feed. Share this to groups. Share this in your Facebook story. Share this to your like page if you got one. If you share this to your like page, I will like and follow your page back. Speaking of liking and following, make sure you like and follow the Fall River Experience if you haven't yet. Please turn on notifications. That way you know when I go live. Also, go over to YouTube. We're streaming live there as well on the Fall River Experience YouTube channel. Just type in the Fall River Experience on YouTube. Click subscribe, hit the bell to turn on notifications. Now, let's go over to Kennedy Park. There was a chopper flying in the sky that landed in Kennedy for Airlift. We got some video on it. Check this out. We'll talk about it. Now, this is video right here at the Kennedy Park baseball field. As you can see, the chopper is in the distance. You have an ambulance. You also have police cruisers over there. Now, like I said, if you got videos like this of events happening in the city, send it to the Fall River Experience. We'll post it on the page. We'll talk about it. Now that is video of the helicopter at Kennedy Park that was there last night. Hopefully whoever had to fly on that medical air ride is safe. Now, some other shit. Check this out. This right here is the South Coast Rail. We've been doing updates on the railroad construction here in Fall River for the T that's coming down from Boston. A lot of people who lived in the Fall River area for years have been hearing about the T coming from Boston for years, like 20, 30, 40 years. Now, it's finally going to be here by the end of 2023. And if you don't believe that construction is on time and that they're doing fast work, check this out. We'll talk about it. That right there is the lead track being installed. As you can see, all brand new railroad. These guys are out there working. Nice. Right there is where the trains come like intersect, move around, do all that fancy shit. Over here, there's other angles to show how everything's going down. All brand new track, brand new gravel and rock down over there to support everything. As you can see in the distance over there, that's the brand new building on Duval Street at 697 Duval. That's in the background over there. Everything is cleared out. It's looking good, and it is actually ahead of schedule. So that right there is some of the South Coast Rail that's coming down here that's in Fall River already. And the train's coming down. It's doing good. Now, David Mead says, Aaron, I have a question. What do you think about the train coming to Fall River? What is your thoughts on that, do you think? Now, David Mead, I feel that the train coming down is a little late. Now, we're already in 2022. The train should have been down here about 20 years ago when the rents in the city were a lot cheaper. And when they go up, they wouldn't have gone up that far. Now, at this point, it's coming to the point where market rate apartments are huge in the city. Rents will go up because we are gentrifying Fall River. Now, Fall River is trying to become a bigger city, and to become a bigger gateway city here in Massachusetts, we have to get the train to provide more transportation. Now, do I feel that there's going to be a lot of people coming down from Boston to live over here? Possibly. However, this will also help the commute from people up to Boston who may not have a vehicle to travel back and forth up to a job in Boston. So this will allow Fall River residents to possibly get better paying jobs up in the Boston area, which would help people here in Fall River afford to live here more. Now, do I think it will help tourism? Possibly. People from Boston come down, take the train, check out the waterfront, which is the largest collection of naval ships in the country. You have all of the stuff here that we can utilize. Bringing the train here will bring more attention from politicians in the Boston area to Fall River. So we might be able to get more loans, grants, shit like that. Now, Linda Mead says, yeah, the skyrocketing gas prices have already forced many to give up their vehicles. So the T coming down here will help ease a lot of that for people who have to commute back and forth to the Boston area every day, because there is a lot of Fall River residents that work up north. Now, Nelson Vaz says, I'm going to take a ride to see Yanks smack Red Sox. Oh, man. Now, Nelson Vaz also says it's going to be a double-edged sword. It's great for us, but will increase the cost of living even more. I believe the cost of living is already up to what it'll be. I don't believe that the market rate apartments will increase in rent much than they already have. I think the real estate market down here in Fall River already expected the train coming next year. So between the pandemic raising the cost of supplies for houses and construction, that factored in with city real estate agents knowing that the train will come down here, knowing that it'll give better access to the city, and a lot of people might move here, a lot of people might move out, but I think it will be good for the city. And I think when Route 79 turns into a boulevard, it really will showcase the train. It'll help the city's waterfront, in my opinion. And then that will attract better businesses to the city with higher salaries. Now, we're talking about real estate. We're talking about homes, market rate apartments. But let's look at this single family house that caught on fire here in Fall River the other day that displaced 5, and some pets were unfortunately killed. Check this out. We'll talk about it. Florida police said 5 people are displaced following a fire at State Avenue on Saturday. Firefighters responded to the home just before 1 p.m. Police said neighbors were able to help an elderly resident out of the home. Several animals were rescued, including rabbits, guinea pigs, pigeons, and dogs. Police said some of the rabbits and pigeons died. The home had significant damage. There's pictures of the home right there, engulfed in flames. Some of the animals that were rescued. More pictures of the scene right there. Firefighters bringing out a few of the animals. Now, like I said, if anybody in the city has pictures or videos of stuff like that, send it to the Fall River Experience. We'll post it, and we'll get it here on the show. Now, David Mead says, do you think we will have the same problem like New York with shooting on the subway? I believe that there might be some incidents. This is what happens when you have public transit. Public transit, you have a lot of people who may not be able to afford their own vehicles. You have people from lower and lower middle class. Some people with mental health issues, drug addictions, but that could be anywhere. I think New York has a lot huger population than around here, so I don't see it being problems like that on the train over here in Fall River. I believe that a lot of people are really worried about the train because it's new. We don't know how it'll affect the city yet, but I think it'll be good. We'll see next year when the train comes at the end of 2023. And then at the end of 2024, we'll retouch on it and see how, it's affected the city. Linda Mead says, living beings first. Things can always be replaced. Absolutely. Get all the humans out, all the pets out of the fire, and you can rebuild. Now, one thing that's going to be expensive to rebuild, besides that house that caught on fire in Fall River, there was a huge fire in Newport last night. It burned down a hotel right before Memorial Day weekend, where Newport would have had that hotel packed because of tourism. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
Breaking news out of Newport, where fire crews are battling a large fire at the Wayfinder Hotel. I'm Shannon Heggie.
I'm Mike Montecalvo. The calls first started coming in around 8 o'clock tonight, and as the fire grew, so did the response. As of right now, at least 4 alarms with multiple communities on scene trying to knock this fire down.
Now, the hotel is on Admiral Kalpas Road across from the old Newport Grand Casino. This is a map to give you a better idea of where it is. Let's head out live to 12 News reporter Sheena Loshudo, who just got an update on the scene from the fire chief. Sheena?
Exactly. We just spoke to the fire chief about 5 minutes ago. He says thankfully everyone is okay tonight. Now crews are working to tackle this fire once and for all. When we first got here in Newport today, flames were ripping through the roof here behind me. Witnesses say first they saw a lot of smoke, then rapidly this all turned into fire. Here's a closer look at the flames we took earlier. Dozens of firefighters from several departments are here working tonight, while dozens of hotel guests and community members are waiting outside with us. Many are heartbroken by this damage rocking this hotel business that many people say is just a community staple here.
When I got here, I saw smoky conditions, and I saw the guy sticking the ladder to the roof from ladder 2, and they were smashing windows out, and they were just getting ready to ventilate the building.
So this place has been in our community for years, and a lot of local people work here for a lot of years, and a lot of people who share the industry come here, eat here, work here. This is devastating to our community.
Clearly, this is still a very active scene tonight here in Newport. We see and smell smoke in the air over here. Now, the fire chief tells us the fire is still under investigation. It's too soon to say what caused this fire here tonight, but there is a lot of damage to assess over here. But thankfully, again, no one was hurt. Reporting live in Newport, I'm Sheena Loshudo, 12 News.
Now, Wayfinder Hotel, as you can see in that video, huge fire, completely destroyed. They're trying to investigate how it happened, but devastating for the community in Newport. Horrible. Now, David Mead said, I saw that. Yeah, it's horrible, man. Sherry Cadero says, sorry, I'm late. Good morning. And also shared. I appreciate you, Sherry. And kind of crazy. I mean, everybody who's consistent viewers here knows Sherry Cadero. I mean, she's one of the loyal viewers. And ironically, small world, just recently found out Sherry is a distant cousin of mine. So, hey, you see some family shit. Like-minded individuals. Now, everybody, like Sherry just did, share. And Facebook rats on you. You'll have sharer above your name if you share. So can I see everybody in the comments with sharer above their name? If you share it more than once, it says sharer +1. I really would appreciate it, guys. Share it to your Facebook groups. Share this to your Facebook story. Share this onto your news feed, your profile. Tag people in a post, tag people in the comments, and send this to like-minded people in Messenger. I'd appreciate it. Like and follow the page, turn on notifications. Also, go over to the YouTube channel, The Floor of Experience. Got daily videos and news stories posted up over there on the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. Now, over here, David Meade says, I will share. That I appreciate that, David. Thank you. David says that looks like arson. Yeah, it does look like somebody set a little fire in there, or maybe it was somebody in a hotel room partying a little too much. Got a little fire in their room that fucked shit up. But who knows? They're going to investigate it, and we'll talk about it once we find out the reports on that. Now, let's go travel over to Dartmouth. There was a man arrested after a standoff over there in Dartmouth, over next to the Target area. Dick's Sporting Goods down next to that plaza. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
A Dartmouth man faces assault charges after a 5-hour-long standoff with Dartmouth police this morning. It started at 5 on Fenton Street when police responded to reports of several men fighting. When police got there, they discovered 40-year-old Derek Payne. He barricaded himself inside his home with the gun he had allegedly used during the fight. Now, after police could not get him to come out, the SWAT team was called, and police arrested the suspect just after 10:30 without incident. The investigation is ongoing.
All right, so the investigation going on that. They arrested him without incident and had the standoff with police after a big brawl over there. He lived on the street. So, hey, it is what it is. Now, everybody, we know that here in Fall River, we've been having police issues. Now, there was a recent incident where a female officer sued the city for discrimination because she dated another officer. They had issues. They broke up. The other officer became verbally abusive and physically abusive. They were both environmental police officers. Police department switched the shifts so they didn't work on the same shift. But then the female officer took over 40 unexcused days of absence and 56 sick days last year. Then claimed that she wasn't able to take days off and she was being pressured by the department because of sexual bias. She was denied that lawsuit. The city won the lawsuit recently. But we all know how the police department here in Fall River needs to get better. Now, there's good cops, but there's a lot of fucking shit cops, okay? You got the cop with all the 3 kilos who thought he was El Chapo. Found that in his desk. You got the cop with the domestic, the one cop, Pessoa, that beat up a bunch of people. You got another cop that falsified police reports. 2 more cops that backed up Pessoa. Then you have 2 cops that resigned because they were getting investigated. Difficult. Now, let me get over to the comments before I play the next video regarding police. Now, David Meade said we had a standoff in Fall River not too long ago. Yeah, that was over on Ridge Street where the police stood outside for an hour before going into a house which the suspect was not in. Great police work. But, hey, we try. That's our motto. We'll try. Now, Nelson Vaz of the Fall River Insider podcast says, I feel bad for firefighters that have to deal with fires when it's blazing hot. Our planet is getting hotter and hotter every year. I agree, Nelson. And it's something that, remember back in the day, about 10, 15 years ago, the hottest point of the day was around 1 o'clock. You look at the weather reports now, you look at your phone that tells you the temperature, your car that tells you the temperature. And lately, the hottest parts of the day has been around 3 o'clock. Something up with that. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a kid from Fall River, right? Now, as for the police issues and the female and the guy, whatever, right? Nelson Vaz says that's an example to never date in the workplace. I agree. You don't want to date a coworker because that shit will get fucking awkward if y'all break up. And then guess what? You got to deal with that at work. Might cause issues, just like those two officers. Now, Rizzo says that's Lisa, the environmental police officer, used to be a security guard at Durfee High School. No shit. That was Lisa? No, I remember Lisa, the security guard. She was fast. She used to chase me down the Durfee High School hallways while I was skipping class. It was Durfee, Lisa, and Phil Charette. Wow, small world. Now, that's crazy. But we're going to get into this video about police, and maybe Fall River Police can do what New Bedford Police are doing. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
Welcome back to 6:15. Now, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, the perfect time for New Bedford Police to officially launch a task force focused on the mental health crisis.
And new this morning, 12 News reporter Kate Walsh found out how this program works and introduces us to a mom who was already helped by them.
New Bedford Police Department has had a task force of sorts for a couple of years now to help people who may be addicted to drugs or in mental health crises. But now they have the funding from the state and 8 designated officers to focus specifically on this. And one mother tells me it's really made a difference.
My son was in crisis. I have a special needs teenager he has a slew of diagnoses.
There was nowhere else to turn.
It got to the point where his safety was at risk along with mine, so I had reached out to the police department.
It wasn't a call this New Bedford mom made easily. She was nervous about how the police response would affect her son, already in crisis, and what it could mean for his future. But moments after calling police, she was reassured her call was the right one.
There was no flashing lights, they weren't banging on the door or anything else. They were very calm, and they knew what they were doing. And it was really heartfelt, and it meant a lot to me.
They have this positive vibe, and they're trying to get out on a very human-to-human level. And I really feel like this is history in the making.
That's Melissa Ahasey. She's the diversion clinician working with New Bedford Police and their new mental health task force that started in May, Mental Health Awareness Month. Just 3 weeks into the job, and she's already seeing the difference the team is making.
When we say who we are, we're just checking in on you. This is just a wellness check, following up with a call that may have happened previously. There's wow, thank you so much.
The New Bedford Police Department has collaborated with community groups for a few years in checking on people in crisis, specifically overdoses. But now this program, funded by the Massachusetts Department of Mental Health, is elevating their aid. 8 officers are trained on crisis response, and they can address most mental health issues.
These officers have been handpicked. They have natural ability of compassion and empathy.
Sergeant Samuel Ortega says this is especially important now at a time when so many are struggling with mental health crises coming out of the pandemic and the negative attitudes some have toward police.
The ultimate goal for this team is to let the community know we're here.
The 8 officers are available at peak crises times and check in with residents in need on overtime from their regular shifts. In addition to responding, police are also keeping a database of people in crisis so they can best respond in the future. This mom has advice for others.
I hear you. I understand. And it really wasn't as scary as what I thought it was going to be. They really knew what they were doing. And again, that was all the reassurance that I needed.
In New Bedford, I'm Kate Walsh, 12 News.
That's awesome. Absolutely dope. We need to do that in Fall River. And it's not sending a mental health counselor to a police call that's a crime. No, they trained 8 cops, compassionate cops, that they knew were good cops, that have had good rapport with the community. Trained them in mental health, had them go report to these calls where, they handle people with kid gloves, handle people nice, and calm and fragile. Then these mental health counselors, after the call, They go check on the people. Do a wellness check. Just pop up. Hey, you know, we're coming with the police department, with the mental health, whatever team they are. How are you doing? Are you okay? Is everything fine? I think that, you know, if you're a person in that situation, that shows caring. That shows empathy. That shows sympathy. That shows, hey, we understand that you have an issue. We're not just trying to fuck with you. But you need help? You know, we can help you get some help. How you feeling? Everybody needs to be asked, how you feeling? You know what I mean? How do you feel? You got to ask somebody that. Now, there's bad cops and good cops. But salute to New Bedford. Fall River needs to do that. I think that's great. Now, Linda Mead says, my uncle, a Navy veteran, RIP 2018, served on FIPD from 1971 to 1999. He was completely devoted to his wife and kids and also fostered kids in need. Linda, RIP to your uncle. Thank you for his service. And that's 28 years on the police department. Shows that he lasted for a while. And from what you're saying, good cop. That's awesome. I mean, we need the entire police force to be like that. But in life, people are human. People make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. There's bad apples. Now, Nelson Vaz says, police officers should also look into participating in these programs for themselves. That line of work can take a toll mentally. Absolutely. You know, if you're in the police field, you see some fucked up shit. That fucks with your head. That in itself is PTSD, whether you believe it or not. We gotta lift the stigma of mental health. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. I say all the time, we need to implement mental health classes in schools from kindergarten to senior year. Teach people how to deal with any issues, how to deal with somebody who's having an episode, have more empathy in the world. I think that overall would make the country a better place. At least maybe here in Fall River, at least. Let's just start it ourselves and run with it. Now, David Mead says, Aaron, do you remember the Curl Mill fire? That was one of the biggest fires in history. That was in the late 80s that happened. David, I was born in the late 80s, born in 87. But I don't remember that fire. However, I know that it was one of the hugest fires here in Fall River, as well as the granite fires where downtown burned, basically right where City Hall is now. That was a huge fire, the granite fires. That was in the early 1900s. But also, David Mead says, do you remember the police cars? They were green. I do not know about the police cars that were green. Now, Sherry Cadero says, like the best team. That's awesome. Absolutely. Team of those people going to wellness check. That's great. Now, Sherry says, how do you spell Notre Dame Church? Yes, that was a huge fire in the city as well. You had Notre Dame first, granite fires, Kerr Mill fire. You also had the mill fire off of Rodman Street, right by the highway. Doro Manufacturing, which is caught on fire 3-4 times. The mill fire over North Main next to the Weaver Street, Cove Street area. Fall River's old. A lot of these mills have oils and greases soaked into hardwood floors. They go up. They're going to burn till they go down. So, kind of scares me with the market rate apartments that are going into these mills. Hopefully, these developers replaced all the floors inside the building to get rid of that oil and gasoline and shit that's soaked into all that wood that's flammable. Now, Sherry says, sorry, I'm talking on the phone. I meant to say in Notre Dame Church. It's all right, but we're talking about fires. It's cool. Linda says we need to educate people about PTSD. Two sufferers can be affected different. Doesn't mean out of control anger outbursts. It can also mean itself as freezing like a deer in headlights when a traumatic memory rears its ugly head. Agreed. That's why we need to train people, train these police officers. What New Bedford doing? That's great, having a mental health team and having 8 officers trained mental health. That's awesome. Now, speaking of fires, your boy Loco, he's on fire over there. Somebody assist Loco with that. Rizzo, if you're still on the show, Loco needs your assistance. You guys got to assist each other mutually and then film it and put it on the Loco Rizzo show on your boy Loco TV. That would be great. Now, speaking of oils and gas soaked into floors, let's talk over gas prices. Up 15 cents. What? I keep telling y'all, switch to hybrid and electric. Check this out. We'll talk
More
about
bad news for drivers. The price of gasoline has gone up again. According to AAA, the average in Rhode Island is up 15 cents from last week to $4.72 per gallon. In Massachusetts, prices up 13 cents to $4.73. Both states above the national average at $4.59. All 50 states are now above $4. AAA says seasonal gas demand is rising as more drivers hit the road despite high costs at the pump.
Listen, people going on vacation, just nice road trips, all of this. Gas prices is up. We don't have the supply, supposedly. So, shit just going up and stuck. However, we have like the 4th, 5th cheapest gas in the world behind other countries. So there's other countries that are paying $12, $15 a gallon over in Europe and like South America. So compared to them, we ain't doing that bad. So it's horrible. Now David Mead says he has PTSD. Fortunately, I do too, Dave. You know, it's a rough world out there. Now, Linda says, I remember the Curl Mill fire. I was a student at Durfee living in the Maplewood district. Roads were closed off. Homes near the blaze evacuated. Yeah, we've had some historic fires here in Fall River. Google Fall River, Massachusetts fires, or type in Fall River fires on YouTube. There's history of Fall River on YouTube about the fires. Pretty dope. Now, speaking of driving, when you drive, people, you need to drive safe and calm down out there. I know we're massholes, but can we not be a masshole for once? Can we just drive cool, calm, and collective? There's a lot of road rage out there. Check this out. We'll talk about
An ABC 6 News follow-up. Just terrifying moments for one driver and her boyfriend after a road rage incident nearly turned violent. That couple claims another driver yelled at them, then threatened them with a sword. ABC 6 News reporter Dominique Turner spoke with that woman today. She joins us now live in the studio with more. Dominique.
Alexa Danella says the incident went south once that driver got out of his car. To her surprise, he was holding a samurai-style sword and yelling for her to get out of her car.
Give my phone, call 911.
No, it's fine, just drive.
A single honk leading to a scary situation while on the road. 29-year-old Alexa Dianella was driving with her boyfriend Thursday afternoon when she was cut off by another driver on Admiral Street while heading into North Providence. The driver of that car stopping, turning to block the couple in before the driver began to step out of the car. What Dianella saw in his hand left her speechless.
He just came out with the sword. I thought it was a gun at first. I was so scared. And he had the sword like the size of my lower body. And he kept banging on my window and telling, us to get out of the car. And I was totally frightened.
Locking her doors, Dianella and her boyfriend immediately began recording the interaction.
Give my phone, call 911.
No, it's fine, just drive.
felt like he was almost up to no good to begin with, because who drives around with a sword like that? It was almost like he was looking for, to start something with somebody, and just so happened to be the one to beep at him.
The man allegedly banging and pulling on her door handles, waving the large samurai-style knife, and yelling for the couple to get out of the car.
And his girlfriend was just standing there, and I was kind of looking at her like for a little bit of remorse, have him get back in the car or something, and she just totally stood there and just didn't help or anything.
Dianella says the man eventually got back in his car and sped away. Now she wants justice to be served.
At least justice taken. At least maybe he'll think twice before scaring somebody again, because that was just so scary. What if there were kids in the car, or you just don't know.
North Providence police say they are investigating and working all leads to find the suspect in this attack. The department does warn the public not to take matters into their own hands and call police with any information. For now, in the newsroom, I'm Dominique Turner, ABC 6 News.
Listen, this guy pulled out a fucking sword. A sword? Who drives around with a sword? He thinks he's a ninja. Listen, you little ninja. Relax. Calm down. Stop. Fuck off. A sword? What? All because the lady beeped. She beeped. Dude cut her off. Beeped. So he drives in front of her, stops the car, blocks her in, comes out with a fucking sword. She's lucky he didn't take the back end of that sword, whack the window. I would have backed the fuck up and ran him the fuck over while I filmed it. I gotta get out of this fucking area. This guy thinks he's a ninja. No sword fighting. Like Rizzo said, people, if you sword fight, you might get monkeypox. You don't want to get monkeypox. Fuck. It's fucked up out there. People are crazy. Swords. Speaking of crazy shit out there, dead body found in a recycling bin. I know we're supposed to recycle, but people, you can't recycle people. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
Well, the DA is calling this woman's death suspicious, saying that her body was found right back there, stuffed in a recycling bin under her back porch.
The body was actually found inside a recycling container in a enclosed area under the porch.
The DA says 61-year-old Barbara Hovey Novice's body was found behind her own home. The discovery shocking neighbors on this quiet Medford street.
It's pretty startling, and it's sad because you don't know. There's all kinds of mysteries, all kinds of questions.
The DA says her son woke up this morning and reported her missing. He told police the front door was wide open, but her keys, phone, and purse was still there. Medford police found her body stuffed into a recycling bin under her porch. The DA says there was no signs of obvious trauma on her body, and they're looking for signs of forced entry into her home. It's still unclear if the community may be at risk.
We don't know yet, and people should obviously exercise the same caution we would urge them to exercise all the time, keeping your doors locked, being cautious of who's around the house.
Novice was last seen around 4:30 Sunday afternoon. Police are asking anyone who may have been in the area or may have video to give them a call. Her church mourning her loss on Facebook.
Barbara Novice was a beloved member of the Medford community and a very active parishioner at Grace Church. I didn't know her personally, but I know many who she has touched their lives, and we want to make sure that everybody knows that Medford will have support for anybody that needs it.
All right, so over in Medford, this lady's body was found in a recycling bin. What the fuck? Why? And the son's the one who found her. Says he went to the house, the door was wide open. He couldn't find her. Then found her in a recycling bin. With no forced entry. And the mother being older. I don't see the mother of this lady, this older lady, getting into some shit where somebody gonna kill her, put her in a recycling bin. I think the son was crazy. I know it's Mental Health Month, but I think that the son did some fuck shit and killed his mom. And the news reporter. Now, first off, the lady was found in a recycling bin. The news reporter. You see how, did you hear how he started that off?
Well, the DA is calling this woman's death suspicious, saying that her body was...
They are calling it suspicious? No shit, it's suspicious. You don't gotta tell me that they think it's suspicious. People don't die of natural causes and end up in a recycling bin. It's not what happens. Now, let me get to the comments. Over in the comments when I was talking about electric cars and hybrids because of a 15-cent spike this past week in gas prices, David Meade says, Stop and Shop and Market Basket, just put electric machines in so that people that have electric plug them in. Oh, they're going to be everywhere. Burger King on an Ave has them. Dartmouth Mall, they got them like crazy. They're going to put them at every shopping center. Anywhere that has a parking lot for you to shop, they're going to put it there. Just because right now, for like a full charge, takes about 40 minutes. Like a half charge, 20 minutes. So compare it to this. You want to put a half a tank in? Or 20 minutes. I mean, so give somebody something to do while they charge their car. They go in the store real quick, get what they got to get, because they go to the store anyways, and come out in their cars charged. So they're going to keep it like that. Gas stations are going to be obsolete. They're going to be little convenience stores, and eventually those might become obsolete within the next like 10, 15 years. All the gas stations will be gone. Well, Jose Santiago says, good morning. Good morning, Jose. Because Sherry said good morning to him. Jose says, shake my head, people, LOL. Yeah, people are fucked. And Sherry says, maybe he was trying to reincarnate the body. That is possible. Could be some super mental health shit. But I don't know. What the fuck? Now, over here, Linda Mead says no forced entry. Either she forgot to lock the door or she knew her assailant and wouldn't have thought she needed to be on guard. I agree. Now, over here, I'm going to wrap this up. But the last thing I'm going to play before I wrap this up is over in Coventry, Rhode Island. You just got to see this. You don't want to look out your window and see this in your backyard. Do you see what that is? That's a black bear just walking around in the backyard. You look out your window, you see a bear. Sorry, I'm not taking the dog outside right now. I'm just going to wait. That is crazy. So, people, be careful out there. Now, with all that being said, I've gone over to look at it like this. Everybody be good. You got to do the right thing. And what the right thing is right now is, please, I'd appreciate it. Share this to your news feed. Share this to groups. Share this to your like page if you got one. Share this to your Facebook story. Tag people in a post. Tag people in the comments. Send this to like-minded people in Messenger. I'd highly appreciate it. We average 200 shares per episode. Can we get this episode up to 200 or more shares? Let's go, people. I'd appreciate it. Let's run these views up. Meeting the world. Word. Now, I start and end every episode with resource information for food pantries, soup kitchens, child care, and emergency care services. If you, a friend, a family member, a loved one need any of these resources, don't be ashamed to utilize them. That's what they are there for. So send the person the video that you think might need it, or save it, screenshot it, whatever. The information is there. Now, if you're a small business owner, or local artist or musician, you're trying to get your product or services out there and promoted, contact me, Aaron All-Nighter, for sponsorship packages starting as little as $10 per episode and $40 for the week. Packages vary, but they include graphic design, logo work, custom merchandise, video editing, voiceovers, podcasts, interviews, and more. So just hit me up. We can talk business. Now, everybody, last thing I gotta say is just be good. Don't pull out a sword on somebody. Don't be beeping at nobody, because that type of shit, people are pulling out swords now. No, don't do any fuck shit. Don't put bodies in recycling bins. You can't recycle bodies. And watch out for bears and monkeypox. That's the key thing for today. No pulling swords on people, not putting people in recycling bins. Watch out for monkeypox and fucking, yeah. I'm going to play these videos. Your boy Aaron All-Nighter. Forever, you know, I'm off this.
up the hill. Everybody up the hill.
Aaron All-Nighter. Aaron All-Nighter. Big salute to you. I wanted to give Aaron All-Nighter a shout out at the beginning of the show, and I'm glad you brought that up. What we just did. Nah, we didn't forget. It was just like Sandro D was here, and he had a lot to say about bees on his head. And fucking bees and fucking
bees on my head, but don't call me a bee.
Yo, what? How do you know about Andy Melanakis? I got cheese on my head, but don't call me a cheesehead. Aaron All-Nighter is one of the biggest supporters for anybody that's like doing something positive.
If you're bored at work and you want to watch them, I watch them every day when I'm bored at work. Monday through Friday, I get a good laugh while I'm at work.
Every weekday.
I actually call them at work too.
Yeah, 8:30 to 10. 8:30 to 10.
I think 8:30 to 10:30. Get it right.
I don't know if it's, well, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 8:30 to 10 because I looked it up before I
think it's 10:30, but maybe I'm wrong.
Stop it, results.
Stop it.
Aaron All-Nighter, 8:30 to 10.
I'm saying 10:30, Aaron.
Monday through Friday. Watch that show.
Local's your number one fan.
It's the show is called The Florida Experience. It's on Facebook.
Is that? I thought it was Espresso.
See?
What the hell was you thinking?
What the hell was you thinking?
Just